Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. We're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Colourpop Naruto collection. This collection is going to be releasing on Thursday, July 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now that is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I wanted to do a quick look at this collection, first impressions, take a look at some of the video provided by Trend Mood and some other makeup release outlets, and I wanted to tell you whether or not this is worth purchasing. If you guys are new here, my name is Stacy. I feature unfiltered makeup opinions and honest reviews. So let's get into this first look at the Naruto Colourpop collection. Let's see what it is all about. Let's see the swatches, and let's just see what the entire collection contains and if there is something that has been released by Colourpop already that you may have in your collection that looks like this. And let's just take a deep dive into this collection. Typically, every once in a while, I will do like deep dives into collections before, and I will take a look and do a first impression for you, what my thoughts are, and if I see any similarities between some other launches that any brand has released. All right, as stated before, the Naruto collection is set to launch on July 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now we are taking a look at Trend Mood. Trend Mood is a beauty news site, and she did receive the Naruto palette and collection to show us. The entire collection includes a Naruto pressed powder palette for $24. It does include 15 shades, and as you can see here, there's some mattes, there are metallic shades, and there's like a matte satin finish, so it's like micro glitters in the matte formula. I am not a fan of those because typically when you blend out that matte shade with those glitters, it blends away to nothing. And Colourpop is like known for this, but personally, I am not a fan of that formula at all. It just blends away to nothing. And then it comes with Super Shock shadows that are $9 each. They are in a tie-dye finish. You have Sakura Haruno, which is a metallic pinky gold inspired by Sakura. You have Naruto Uzumaki, a ninja-worthy vibrant metallic copper inspired by Naruto. And then you have Sasuke Uchiha. It's a metallic silvery blue for Team 7 lovers inspired by Sasuke. It also comes with 3 BFF cream gel liners that will be $9 each. There's metallic blue, metallic pink, metallic brown, and 1 lip oil. It is a warm terracotta with golden sparkle. And lastly, a glitterily obsessed body gel for $12 and gold dust, which is a muted gold. So some of these sound really beautiful, like the metallic pink BFF cream gel liner, the metallic blue, metallic brown they've done before. They really have not done like a metallic pink before that I've seen, or a metallic blue. The Super Shock shadows sound really beautiful. Do you need it? Do you need the Naruto palette? Opening up the packaging, I feel like Colourpop always nails their packaging. I think they do such an amazing job. Now we're going to pause it for just a minute and take a look at this color story, because while I find the color story intriguing, I do see that it is very neutral leaning upon first impression. It does have some pops of like blue, it has the gold, it has some purpley red shades, but this is looking oddly familiar. I do like the seafoam green down here. That is something that they typically don't put in their palettes. I have seen it in the Colourpop Mandalorian palette before, so keep that in mind. With the swatches, it looks like there is like an iridescent blue. There's some very like neutral tones in here. Again, that pop of blue. The gold is really pretty and stunning in there, and I also like the like micro glitter looking shade. That is really beautiful. It looks like it swatches really well, and that it's pigmented, same Colourpop quality that we absolutely love. Like really stunning packaging. I feel like that's what Colourpop thrives on. They have great packaging. Let's see. The Glitterly Obsessed is definitely a very chunky gold. This is absolutely gorgeous, but I would never ever put this on my eyes because it's such a chunky gold. It would be really cool for cosplay, but I would not put that on my eyes at all. Too big, too chunky. Now the eyeliners are beautiful. That pink is a really beautiful rose gold. I did like the blue. It was absolutely stunning. That Luxe lip oil looks so pretty, and I love the shade that it is, and with the micro glitters. The Super Shock shades are really beautiful. They are tie-dye, and that's something that they usually do not produce, which is very unique for this collection because this is something that Colourpop typically does not does. I do feel like these Super Shock shades would look really nice with this palette. I really like that blue and the way that it's like camouflage. That would be such a beautiful like iridescent blue like look on your eyes. Overall, the things that really attract me are the eyeliners and the Luxe lip oil. The Super Shocks are beautiful. At the end of the day, you are not going to get that like tie-dye effect, and it's just going to mash into one color. Over on the Colourpop site, they don't have really anything to show for Naruto right now. Like when you go to Colourpop, you can just sign up to be the first to know when it is available. So many of the sneak peeks are going to be over on Instagram if you want to go check those out. You can also enter or text so you can get notified when Naruto comes live. Now, I wanted to talk about some palettes that this really reminded me of, and one of them was the Harry Potter palette. So if you go on over to Colourpop, you can actually still purchase the Harry Potter Back to Hogwarts Shadow palette. And if you just kind of take a look at the color story that the Hogwarts palette offers, it is very, very similar, if not the same, as the Naruto palette. Now, keep in mind the Hogwarts palette obviously has a lot more shades. If I remember right, it was like 24 or even 30 shades that it came with. It has 24 shades that it did come with, and they call them magical shades. So it does have almost 10 shades more than the Naruto palette. But when I first saw the Naruto palette, I was like, that's a condensed version of the Harry Potter palette. It has the same blue micro glittery shades, it has the golds, it has a lot of the neutral shades in there. It is missing, say for example, it is missing that sea foam green shade that the Naruto palette does have. But overall, I feel like the Naruto palette is very reminiscent of the Harry Potter palette. There are quite a few shades that are really similar. Now, the other one that the Naruto palette really reminded me of was the Hocus Pocus collection, the original release, and it more has to do with those mauve shades that are in the Hocus Pocus original palette. This is for Hocus Pocus 1. And that one was the very first palette that Colourpop released for the Hocus Pocus collection. Here you can see some of the color story, and you can see that some of these pink and red shades look really, really reminiscent in the Naruto palette. And you can see like, 6 of these shades from Naruto match really closely with the Hocus Pocus palette, actually quite a few more of those shades. So looking at even the Hocus Pocus palette, you have very similar shades to the Naruto palette, minus that gold, minus the blue pops. Literally, they look very, very similar. Now, the other one that came to mind was the Colourpop Legend of Korra palette. This was actually released not too long ago. I want to say 2, 3 months ago if you go back into YouTube archives. And the Legend of Korra palette is also a very similar color story. It offers that same metallic red shade. It does have like greens in it. It does have those pops of blue. Now, it doesn't have the blue micro glitter that the Naruto palette looks like it has, but these are very reminiscent of each other. I would say if you have especially the Harry Potter palette, you are going to get very similar looks to the Naruto palette. Now, if you like those pinkish, reddish, metallic shades that are in the Naruto palette, you can find them in the Hocus Pocus palette very, very easily. They are in there. You don't have the Harry Potter palette or the Hocus Pocus palette, or even if you don't have the Legend of Korra palette, then maybe the Naruto palette is right up your alley. But in all honesty, I will be personally passing on this because I do have Back to Hogwarts and I do have the Hocus Pocus palette. So I would be passing on the Naruto palette. Again, I love the packaging. I love the concept. I think it's a great collection. If you have Harry Potter, if you have Hocus Pocus, or even if you have Legend of Korra, you already have this eyeshadow palette. Overall, I think this is a really cute collection. It is very reminiscent of the show. I am not familiar with the show, so I cannot really put and give an insight into how it should have looked, how it shouldn't have looked. Just my overall thoughts is that maybe they should have gone with the color story of some of the packaging and incorporated some more like blues and oranges into it instead of just like a couple pops of those shades. And I wish that they would have done something more like that and made it kind of more vibrant, like you see with the packaging. Overall, though, I mean, it's a cute collection. It has cute packaging. It is reminiscent of the TV show. If you are a collector and you love Naruto, you would probably like this palette. But if you have the Harry Potter palette, if you have the Hocus Pocus palette, or even the Legend of Korra palette, you have the Naruto palette. Thank you so much for watching this video, my first impressions on the Naruto collection. It does release on July 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you go over to colourpop.com, you can get reminded of this launch. You can either get text messages or emails, and the collection may qualify for a 10% off coupon if you use like Trend Mood, Anya Kanikfis code, Samantha Marcher's code. So do keep that in mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week, and we will chat again in our next makeup releases in-depth video. Bye!